So, that was underwhelming. Hey, what is up, guys? It's me, Anthony, here to give you guys another movie review. This time it is for SAS Red Notice. So everybody knows about Tom Clancy, the author that makes spy and military thriller novels, right? This is not one of those movies, but instead we do have a similar type of film, a movie based off a novel that is similar to Tom Clancy stuff. Enter SAS Red Notice. The title is a mouthful. The SAS stands for like secret agent stuff, but this is a typical military spy-ish kind of thriller. We have a bad guy that has guns, and then we have a good guy that has guns. This is like the laziest attempt that I've ever seen at a spy thriller. But you know, I was hoping, at least with the cast that we have here, is pretty decent in my opinion. Plus Ruby Rose is as the villain in here. I thought, okay, maybe they're going to try something interesting. Maybe Ruby Rose's villain has a interesting backstory, or maybe the main character is going to be, you know, likable, and we're going to fall in love with these characters, right? No. A small army of well-trained criminals have hijacked a train deep beneath the England Channel. But little do the villains know that Tom Buckingham, who is a secret agent, is one of the passengers, and it becomes a race against time and bad guy versus good guy stuff. When you have these kind of movies, these spy thrillers, military type films, the main character and the villain, to me, have to be one of the most intriguing and most compelling parts of the story. Let's just look at James Bond. We have James Bond, who is a very charismatic character. He has a pretty extensive, deep backstory, especially with the most recent James Bond, the Daniel Craig version. We dive a little bit more deep in the 07 lore and all that stuff. And if you're going to go with that kind of formula, like this movie is trying to do, lazily at that, but they're trying to do that, I was hoping that they would have something a little bit towards that, especially when you have an actress at the caliber of Ruby Rose. I know a lot of people are saying, like, you know, she's not really that good of an actress. I personally think she's pretty underrated. I personally thought one of her better performances, funny enough, she doesn't talk in the movie, was in John Wick. I thought she did a really good job of like facial expression and everything. She has a nice look, you know, she has a nice look. And I was just rooting for Ruby Rose in here, but the script that they gave her, the character that they gave her, she just didn't have a lot to work with. And our main character is probably the most generic of main characters out there. He just reminds me of a person that you're playing in a video game. There's just no backstory, just like, I'm a dude with a gun, I have a military background, that's it, and I shoot up people, that's it. But to the movie's credit, it does try to make some kind of storyline out of these two characters, the villain, Ruby Rose, and the main character. They have some kind of connection, at least they try to put it together, as they're both murderers and they both like killing things. Again, something that we have seen before in a movie, but even that attempt at a kind of cohesive story is not really well implemented. Again, like I was saying, this movie is just lazily done. Everything about this movie is not really interesting. Even the action scenes are kind of a bore. And it's really baffling to me, especially given the movie's length. This is a over 2 hours movie, and I don't understand why it is, because most of the time people are just talking. You know, it's mostly the military jargon and that political talk of like, oh, this is gonna hurt my career, or oh, you have to go here on 400 hours. And the whole time I was just wondering when stuff's gonna blow up. And granted, stuff do blow up in here, but it's just not interesting. Overall, guys, I don't have that much more to say about SAA Red Notice. It's boring. Don't waste your time watching it. Don't rent it. Maybe when it comes on Netflix. But like I said, this movie is 2 hours of nothingness. I was looking at my phone the whole time. I say skip it. But guys, let me know if you have seen Red Notice. That's all I'm just going to call it right now because the title is ridiculous. Let me know if you've seen it in the comments down below. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Do you like Ruby Rose as an actress? Do you think that she's overrated, underrated? Let me know in the comments down below. Also, guys, don't forget to check out my Twitter so you stay up to date with my channel. And as always, guys, keep watching movies.